Friends and family, my name is Skylent, and this was actually going to be a review on just one of these websites, but instead I decided to actually attack every single MMO website that's notable that I kind of could just search up. So I just typed an MMO into my Edge browser, which I don't normally search on, so it all should be ranked similarly to you. And I saw these websites, and now I'm going to call them all out. So hopefully you guys are okay with the harsh nature of this video. This is going to be kind of like a live browse here, but I really want to make a point here to the communities of these websites, to the runners of these websites, and to my community and basically the entire MMO gaming community. I want to make a point that there is actually cancer infecting the entire community itself, the entire industry, I would say. It's actually affecting how games are designed now. So here we are with MMObyte. Now, this is a channel that I actually subscribe to. I am now unsubscribed. This is a channel that I promoted. I really enjoyed for a while, but in the end, actually, I liked a lot of these websites previously. And you can see up there, these are the websites we'll be talking about. But I can't stay subscribed any longer. And not only am I asking you guys to not watch them, but if you really do enjoy their personalities, I want you to actually go into their comments. And every time you see an example, such as this very first one right here, a first look at a cute action MMORPG, Spiral Knights, I want you to say in the comments, hey, this is not an MMO. Stop making this content or just stop making content, period. I am very serious about this. It is actually ruining other channels. It is ruining games. And it is ruining your chances of actually finding real MMOs. So if you don't know Spiral Knights, no, it's not an MMO. It's not. Actually, to prove it, just to prove my points here, let's go to Spiral Knights. Let's go to the Wikipedia page. So let's go to the Wikipedia page here. So if we go to Spiral Knights wiki, this actually might be the wrong thing. Okay, so this is all the information on the game. Wikipedia, there we go. So if we go here, now it's going to say, this is funny, it's going to say Spiral Knights is a massively multiplayer online game. So that's what it's going to say. Remember, Wikipedias are done by fans. It's done by people who actually don't know what the fuck they're talking about, and that's why Wikipedia is not really to be trusted as a source. But that's why we're going here, is because this says massively multiplayer online game. But actually, funnily enough, friends, if we just go to Spiral Knights, and if we just go to the website, actually hit about, and you will not find the word MMO, MMORPG, action MMO. You're not going to find this. It is not self-proclaimed as an MMO, so there's no excuse there. The popularity of the game, no, it's not that popular, so there's no debate there. And no, a popular game doesn't instantly make it an MMO. What it says here is it's a cooperative game. It's a co-op action RPG. And, you know, that's actually what Guild Wars 1 also cited itself as. That's what Path of Exile cites itself as. That's what Diablo cites itself as. And I don't believe Warframe ever called itself an MMO either. And neither did Destiny. And you know, all these games are interchangeably called either online action RPG or overwhelmingly so MMOs. You might be wondering why. And what does it even matter? It really fucking matters, because have you found an MMO lately? Have you tried to look for an MMO? Have you actually just typed in MMO, new MMO? Oh, if you haven't, well, don't worry. I am going to be helping you here. Let's do this. So here we go. Top 10 MMO. We're in the Bing search, right? We're in the Bing search, and we're looking for a new MMO. Let's say we're totally new to the genre. We know about World of Warcraft, maybe RuneScape or something. We see one game, and we want to know other games like that. You know, truly massively multiplayer games. Well, we type in top 10 MMO, because that's a great way to find new games. That's why I love doing list videos. And so we are going to search through here. And there's actually specifically something I want to talk about. And that's going to be MMO bombs right here. We're going to click this. It says top free MMO RPG games to play right now list. 2017. So apparently this has been updated. You might click this. This is pretty freaking high up there, guys. And this is with the first site that has MMO in their name. And this is in the Bing browser. I'm not signed into any account or anything. And so we're going to click this, expecting to find, you know, a ranking list, or at least a list that just happens to have good MMOs. So we're going to click this. It's going to bring us to here. And immediately what we're going to see is a clean website, sure, but overall lackluster. And we're going to immediately see sponsored stuff at the top. So is it a proper ranked top 10 or anything like that? No, this is sponsored. This is scummy. You have no backbone, MMO bomb. Anybody that works for MMO bomb, and yes, I applied before, you should feel ashamed of yourself. So here we go. And yes, I'm going to be very harsh with this video because you have no idea how this is affecting the younger audience trying to get into MMOs. So Terra, Neverwinter, Twin Saga. Okay, so these are all these are featured. These are sponsored. Hey, at least they have the guts to say it's kind of sponsored. I mean, they say featured, but it's sponsored. But if you actually look through these, some of these aren't proper MMOs. Neverwinter is not a proper MMO. It is a dungeon diver. It doesn't actually house a massive multiplayer, player base. There's a hub town, but there's lots of games that have hub towns that aren't MMOs. I would not consider Neverwinter an MMO. It is an online action RPG. You dungeon dive with 3 or 4 people. You jump in, you dive some dungeons. There's some PvP, but you weren't playing with hundreds of people. You're just not. It's not an MMO. So we can move through. Yeah, some of these are MMOs. Terra is, and then we got Arcade. Sure, absolutely, uncontestedly. And then we have Closers. Why is Closers on here? And actually, we're going to see Closers on a couple other sites as well, being touted as an MMO. In its defense, though, it's calling itself an MMO, apparently. It is self-proclaiming it's an MMO. But it's not. And you would think sites called MMO Bomb, MMO Huts, all this stuff, that do reviews on games, that they would know that because they played it, but no. They only care about getting clicks. And yes, putting MMO in your name, in your titles, descriptions, that will get you a lot more clicks. Want to know why? Because everyone's hungry for a new MMO, and it's so hard to find MMOs. So this is very, very cyclical. Just call every online game an MMO. You get free views, boys. So yeah, we can move through and we can actually see Akinera Demon Hunters. This is not an MMO. I don't even know why it says upcoming. It's been canceled. Also, if you notice, this isn't really a top list at all, actually. Yeah, have you noticed that? This is actually just A to Z list of games. It says free games, MMORPG. Some of these aren't even RPG proper. And it's just an A to Z list of online games. But what's weird is it says top free. It says top free, which assumes that maybe this is a listing proper, not just a flat, hey, here's all the games. You would assume that they ordered this in some way, but it's not. It's just alphabetical. You can't say top free games, but then just list every single game. So that's what their link is. And that's what somebody's going to click on first. Somebody's going to click on this first and then see this list. That is just misinformation, and they're profiting off of that misinformation, and it's ruining the chances of players to find real MMOs. And if you're still uneducated enough to think that there is no difference between a 4-player action online RPG game versus an MMO, then hopefully we can educate you. Hopefully you can subscribe to my channel, and we can talk about that. So let's move through some of these other websites. So again, MMObyte is a growing channel, growing faster than me, actually. And it's honestly thanks to their search engine optimization, something that I love ranting about in my streams. And it's because they do this. They'll use, additive words like cute, fun, best looking, actually, is this game actually cool? And the beautiful action-packed anime MMORPG Onigiri, which is actually not an MMO. It's the same thing as Dragoness and Vindictus, which I myself have actually, people can make mistakes. People can mistake a game here and there and call it an MMO because you haven't gone further enough. You don't know if it, eventually has endgame raids or something like that. But that was my first year, basically. I don't really do that anymore. And this is not a mistake. This is not calling one game one genre. This is not a mistake. No, this is very calculated. You can look through these games and it's not. It's funny. Look at this. God Eater, the fun action-packed MMORPG. Are you going to call Monster Hunter a fucking MMORPG now? Are you going to call, Toukiden or Tokiden an MMORPG? Are you just calling every game an MMORPG now? And we can just look through these and you can see all the ones that are just clearly not MMOs. Now, there's some debate with some of these games, maybe, but no, dude. Rusty Hearts, no, it's not. It's not Soul Worker, no, it's not an MMO. It's not, and you're actually ruining this for other people. You're giving other channels that actually try, like mine, a bad name. So no, I don't feel like doing any collaborations in the future with you, MMObyte, or any of these channels, or any of these people. Basically, I do not believe you can trust anybody that has MMO in their name, because they have it in their name just so they get more clicks. So there's that. Basically, their whole channel is clickbait, and I am going to urge you guys to unsubscribe from them. And pretty much every single site here. Now we're going to go to MMOs.com. Yes, this is from Papa Omer. This is Senpai. He inspired me. He probably inspired most of the MMO channels. And I cannot contest that. However, more than anybody, Like we already mentioned, some people can make mistakes, but more than anybody, since he is our senpai, he's our senior, he should know better than this. So look what I did. I went to reviews, I went to free-to-play MMOs, and look what I found. I want you to count how many MMOs you find. A basketball game, World of Warships. In its defense, it claims itself as an MMO, but Omer played the game. Omer did a review on the game, and he continues to call it an MMO. So, World of Warships, Warface, Crossout, World of Tanks, Heavy Metal Machines. Now, I'm not saying these are bad games, but I've played all these games, and they're not MMOs. This one might be an MMO. I haven't played this one. It's called Entropia Universe, but it might also be like a Ark Survival Evolved. There's some debate if you want to consider those MMOs or not, because their server numbers can go up or down, like 20 players to like hundreds of players. So I don't know the player count on this one, but I'll let that one slide. But still, out of this whole page, look, this is even a 1v1 game on a site called MMOs.com on a listing MMOs and free-to-play MMOs in the review section. Let's go to the second page. Let's do this. How many MMOs do you see? I am counting none. I'm counting absolutely none on the second page. Let's go to the third page. When are we going to find a uncontested MMO? Wow, 1v1 games. A bunch of team games, 1v1 games. When are we going to find an MMO? League of Legends is on here. You think League of Legends is an MMO? Do you really think that? Gigantics. Actually, when the hell are we going to find an MMO? Holy shit. An actual uncontested... This might be a real-time strategy MMO. I don't know. Some people don't consider those MMOs. Crush Online. Okay, Crush Online is an MMO. All right. And actually, they properly defined it here. MMO Battle Arena. That's actually really accurate because it's kind of like a MOBA, but it's actually played in a massive world with massive players. So it's a really interesting mix. These are the games, even though this game failed and actually is being remade right now, I believe. These are the games that should be talked about more because they're doing something unique and they're actually trying to be an MMO. But instead of listing this new game out here, which might have not have been good, but still, some people might have wanted to try something new, instead of listing this higher, they put freaking League of Legends and World of Tanks on there. This is the problem, is that there are some unique games, whether they're good or bad, for debate. But there are some interesting games out there that should be talked about that aren't being talked about. Look how far we are. Let's keep going. How many MMOs? I bet all the real MMOs are going to be down here. Fucking Gwent, a 1v1 game, Gladiators Online. It's what is this, dude? What? Dude, Brawlhalla? None of Savage Resurrection is a cool game. See, a lot of these are cool games, but they're not MMOs. Why are they being listed? Because they want clicks. Because they want clicks, guys. Because they want money. There is no respect here. There is no journalistic integrity. There is none of that. And this might sound really harsh, but it's time that somebody gave them a wake-up call. It's time that, really, what I'm going to ask here is a call to action from their communities. Hopefully you guys see this video. Hopefully this can get shared, and you guys can just clearly see what they're doing. With everything that's happening in the industry right now, all the shadiness, it's time we actually look at the publishers and the publications. Publishers need to stop mispronouncing their genre names. Oh, you said MMO. I think you really meant to say online action RPG. You need to stop that. And these publications, these press people who claim to do reviews and who are very heavily respected, and I used to respect them, who are doing reviews, and they're really just listing off the bullet point list of features that we get for press access. I know, I get those emails as well. It'll say, hey, here's your keywords that you need to say. Here's the keywords that you should say. Gwent is a free-to-play CCG. Where the hell does this even say MMO? But a lot of people will they'll just be like, okay, well, the game says that it is this, and in our review, we're just going to claim that it is that, but we're not actually going to really pay and play and really participate in this game. We're just kind of running through the motions. That's what I'm getting from these websites, and we're going to continue on. MMORPG, a site I used to look through all the time as a younger teen, really, getting into online games, and I would just look through all these games, and I enjoy the comprehensive list, but now that I'm older, I can clearly see that their list is just there to get clicks again. So here I am. I went to games. Look, again, MMORPG.com. This is the site built to talk about MMOs. But they talk about more than just MMOs. Not only that, but more than just online games, apparently. So I went to games, or again, MMORPG, and I found Darkest freaking Dungeon, guys. Darkest Dungeon on an MMORPG site. Well, you might say, well, they talk about RPGs as well. Sure. Yeah. Okay. Then why are there FPS also on here? We go to games. I'm sure we can find it. I'm sure we can find an FPS. I'm sure it would take no time at all to find some FPS. And you can just look, they just A to Z list pretty much every game, even pay to win, autoplay games, like, all the anime games. And they just list all of these. And what are these ratings? And why? I don't know, man. It's really up for debate. Are these even legitimate ratings? What if it's just like all the games? Yeah, actually, if we look through these, it's just like all the games that are popular or maybe paid them have ratings and stuff like that. It's just an A to Z list of just games they think they might get clicks on, or they might get money for listing on here. That's all this is. What is the point of this website? To make money. What service does it actually provide? Well, it's a list of games, I guess. Armored Warfare. Yeah, there we go. See, that's MMOG. What? No, this is not an RPG. This is not an MMO. It's, see, like what is it? Like, ridiculous, guys. And we can keep doing this. We can do this all day, guys. We can go through all of these websites. Here's another MMO games. Looks like a rather professional website, I guess. And we can go through here and look at this. Look, very clear. Look at this huge banner. Look at this, MMO games, and look who they're promoting. Best MMO about dragons. World of Warships. What, on an MMO site. I don't know how you guys feel about these games. Debatably, they're MMOs because they're strategy games. But whatever. Most of them are cancer and they're pay to win. Actually, I haven't played one that wasn't pay to win. So World of Tanks. Look at this. World of Tanks here. Vikings. This was one of the worst games I ever played in my life. And I actually had good voice acting, but they spent a lot of money to promote it, and it's freaking tragic. So yeah, dude. Wow, look at this, dude. I guess they do occasionally news on MMOs, but then they also talk about battle royale games. Wow. They talk about battle royale games and closers. Look at Closers Online right here. Another not MMO that they are talking about. MMO games, guys. Here we go. MMO Huts, which I already did a video on, calling out how shitty their YouTube quality is. They really went down the gutter. James Blonde was great. And of course, back when Omer was on it, it was pretty decent as well. Now it's MMO Huts. You got to go to MMOhuts.com specifically. And you can clearly see right here, they're touting closers. I'm in the menu. I went to MMOs and we could see, these games. Closers is not an MMO. It's not. Neverwinter, I don't consider an MMO. We can show more. And yeah, there's some MMOs. Terra, sure. League of Angels, I don't know if you would call that an MMO really, but whatever. This game's showing up a lot. Probably got paid for to be placed here. Hunter x Hunter, not an MMO. It's a really shit game, but okay. We can run through here. Oh my God. Legacy of Queen. What is this? Is that porn? What is this? Get out of here. It's it's so ridiculous, dude. And look how much they're promoting all of these awful games. Well, not everyone I just scrolled through is awful, but a lot of them are really dated, really awful, not good. Some of them are good. Why was Guild Wars 2 so low on the list? Why was Guild Wars 2 so low? I don't understand. It's just awful. Now, we're going to go to a final one here, and this is actually massively overpowered. These guys have strong ties with a lot of forums, such as reddit.com/MMORPG. A site that I love hanging out in. It's really just awful, though, to be honest. Nobody actually talks about real MMOs, but massively overpowered actually gets $1,000 a month, not including, the ads that they put onto their site. They get some decent money, more than me at least, for apparently real MMO journalism. So they are directly tied and partnered with many big names in the MMO industry, or at least the press industry. Like I said, with /r MMORPG, I believe they're also tied in with the book club, doing some promotional stuff. And that's good. You should really make friends. But I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make enemies today. Because I have a backbone. There's MMO journalism, $1,000 a month. And this is from people who want MMO. Right here, on massively overpowered MMO. You can see that over and over. Massively OP, that's their name, MMOs. And yet, right here, $1,000 a month, they did an article on Hearthstone. I want to ask you guys right now, do you think a 1v1 card game is an MMO? Do you think that mechanically it has anything in common with an MMO? In fact, there is actually a card game MMO coming out that I did a video on. Yeah, but no, who cares about that? Who cares about actual integrity and honesty when talking about really unique, interesting indie games? Who cares about that? Let's just talk about what's popular, what's going to get its clicks. What's, 250 people want you to talk about MMOs, and you're talking about Hearthstone. I mean, how much could we like scroll through here and see things that aren't MMOs? Oh, you're going to talk about Warframe. Oh, that's cool. That's interesting, I guess. Warframe instead of, talking about some other things. What the hell? Heroes of the Storm? Overwatch? Okay. Okay. Dauntless? What? Why are you talking about Dauntless? Unless you mean like, hey, what can MMOs learn from Dauntless? Because Dauntless is not an MMO. What is this? 250 people want you to talk about MMOs, and you're choosing to not talk about MMOs. That is my issue. Is that these people, these companies really they only care about money. And I'm going to ask you guys right now, especially MMOs.com, because I respect you, and MMObyte, I used to like you. What I'm going to ask you guys to do is to shut up. I want you to either, one, change your content. Immediately stop clickbaiting. Stop lying to your fan base. Stop lying to people who are coming into the channel. That's really what it is new people trying to get into this industry or trying to get into the community to these games, and you're just straight up lying to them because you're going to get more clicks. Stop lying to them. Or B, I'm going to ask you guys to stop making content because you're actually toxic. You're actually ruining this industry. You're ruining it for other content creators like myself, like, Fever, maybe, Cry, Lazy Peon, these named YouTubers. You're actually crushing us, even though Lazy Peon's fucking huge and those other people are bigger than me, whatever. In a way, why are people looking at your top 10s, which half the time it's hit or miss? You don't even list actual MMOs. In fact, just recently you did an MMO list where you had to actually define. You said, well, top 10 actual or only MMOs. Because previously you did a top 10 MMOs that wasn't MMOs. So you actually got rewarded with more views, more money because you made a mistake. That is not fair. That is not fair, MMObyte. I'm going to be completely honest, MMObyte. I do not think that you should have more subscribers than me. I do not think that you should be getting more views than a lot of people that are similar to me. And now your viewers are lower. And I think you're losing a lot of people. I mean, you're still gaining a lot of children, but I feel like you're losing a lot of the fan base that you could be growing much faster because your content's okay. Your website is actually really sick. I actually really like your website. Actually, if we go here, guys, I want to show you their website. It's actually really sexy looking. Look at this, dude. This is hands down the best website we went to all day. So they have the talent. They have the drive. They want to cover games, but they're clickbaiting, and that's not good. And I know they're desperate for views. Like, they are growing, but you cannot be doing a video on Spiral Knights and call it an MMO. Because somebody's going to jump in, think it's like RuneScape or something, and then realize, oh, it's a 4-player dungeon diver. Totally freaking different. You can't do that. So MMObyte, please stop clickbaiting. Please stop. If you're going to just talk about MMOs, then just talk about MMOs. And if you're not, then clarify it. MMOs.com, you need to redo your entire website. You need to re-release your entire website, and you need to rename reviews. These aren't reviews. Don't bullshit. It's not review. Omer, you know better. Basically, Omer, you taught me how to make YouTube videos. From a distance. I know we don't have any direct conversations or anything. He left a comment on one of my videos one time, but this cannot happen. MMORPG, you need to delete your website, or you need to change it, or you need to delete all the games that aren't MMOs on this list. And, there's more and more websites that we can go through. And Massively OP, you need to have a public, apology or something. Or you just need to stop doing this. Stop covering Hearthstone. Stop covering Overwatch. You need to stop that. Because you have Patreons and you have people who care about the industry or want to care about the industry, and you're not talking about it. So, I mean, the big issue that I have is there's a lot of games out there that people aren't talking about. So let me pull up one, okay? Let me pull up one. So what's a game that people aren't talking about? Here's a game that I wanted people to talk about. It's called Foxhole. Here's Foxhole. Foxhole is a massively multiplayer online game. It's in ways similar to PlanetSide. It's a shooter MMO. But nobody's really talking about this game. They're too busy talking about Overwatch. Too busy talking about Hearthstone. Why aren't you pinpointing games like Foxhole? Or what about another game? What about another really unique and weird MMO? This is the only true MMO RTS out there. Whether it's good or bad, that's up for debate. But still, why aren't you talking about Screeps? It is truly an MMO RTS. It's not Vikings. It's not Clash of Clans, I understand. But it's actual, you're literally in real time interacting with other players because you program your bots and then they build your little kingdom for you. Why aren't people talking about this? And for that instance, why aren't people talking about PlanetSide 2 more often? What happened to, why aren't people talking about PlanetSide 2? Because objectively, PlanetSide 2 is the most unique MMO out there. Even though actually Daybreak Games, they publicly outed me because I gave them a very harsh review on PlanetSide 2, calling it very anti-consumer and in some instances pay to win in very specific instances. But they didn't care about, they read between the lines, I guess. Not really, I don't know. They just wanted to shit on me. So they're just basically, how can anybody review PlanetSide 2 and say it's anti-consumer? But I mean, obviously we know what Daybreak Games is now, right? Right, community? We know what it is now. But people who are actually doing journalistic, integral stuff, talking about the games and what's anti-consumer and, you know, trying to say what is cool. Like, I mean, fuck, PlanetSide 2 is the most unique MMO out there. It's the biggest MMO FPS. It's crazy, dude. It's fantastic. It's like one of the few only MMO FPS, not counting like Darkfall. Yeah, you know, you can do positives and negatives. There's so much to talk about these games. You know, what it's doing great, what it's doing bad, why it's good for the industry, why it's bad for the industry, what's fun about it. There's so much to talk about these games that should be promoted or should be, you know, a little, sometimes irradiated or trying to irradiate the cancer from these games. There's so much to talk about that I don't see why you're talking about Hearthstone and freaking Overwatch. There is so much to talk about in just any one of these games, let alone like making entire lists of these games. Why not an actual top 10 MMO shooters? Like, why doesn't anybody talk about freaking Realm of the Mad God? Realm of the Mad God. Another MMO shooter. It's a bullet hell shooter. Incredibly unique game. It's cheesy looking. It's actually popular. Why isn't there more articles on this? Why isn't there more people talking about this? And there's actually more games coming out. I can't talk about it because NDA, but I am into the beta of Survived By, which is similar to Realm of the Mad God from the people who made Warframe. Or it's being published by them. Sorry, I think there might be different developers. I don't know. Anyways, regardless, there's a lot of MMOs out there that deserve to be talked about. But all of these sites, every single one that I've clicked on, and there's more out there, are clickbaiting you. So what I'm going to ask you to do, friends, if you're not subscribed to me, is you should subscribe to me. I'm not going to bullshit and say I only cover MMOs, but I will tell you with honesty if I truly believe it's an MMO or not. And yes, I have made mistakes here and there, but I really honestly try to correct those mistakes. I really honestly try to be honest. That's what I do. And there's many people like me as well. There's people who really do MMO reviews, full reviews, and they deserve to get views. And these games deserve to be promoted. And it really, basically what I'm going to have to say is that all of these sites, you're honestly just fucking leeches. And I hate saying that because I'm somebody who started doing drama videos. Understood. I get it. But in the end, you're just begging for money. You're just beggars. And that's coming from somebody who used to be homeless and used to literally beg. And I still beg, basically. Like, hey, donate, Patreon. Hey guys, I'm trying my best. I'm trying my hardest. So yeah, you can see this video as a salty video as somebody who is, you know, on the fringes of having to quit. Or you can see this as somebody who truly loves the industry and refuses to change just so he gets views and money because I just care. I just care. There's a lot of people that care. And there's people like you who are just gamers, right? You have your job, you come home, and you want to play a new game. You want to play an MMO. You want to play things and stuffs with people. You want to try new experiences. And these sites are making it harder for you to do that. So that's it. I know this was a shitty video, and it was really ranty. But I think even if you just mute my voice, you can just see clearly right here, big evidence that these sites only have one thing in mind. Absolutely one thing in mind. And there's a difference between people like this and name channels. Honestly, go subscribe to Fever. Go subscribe to Cry, even though I don't like Cry. And even if you don't like Lazy Peon, just go check them out. Go check out those guys. These sites don't care about you. You're just numbers. They're not even that good sites. So that's what I have to say, guys. Thanks for watching. Much love. Hope you had fun. I'll see you in the next one.